All right, what is going on, Alpha Hunters? Hopefully, you're having a very fantastic Friday before you get ready for a fantastic weekend. All right, let's see what's kind of going on. Market's trading a little bit bullish, currently up on the SPY about 0.5%. A little bit of a gap up this morning, nothing crazy. All right, keep right on rolling. Q's had a little bit of a gap down, it's trading higher, currently up about 1/3%. Okay. IWM, nice gap up this morning. How much did we gap up? I think it was about 1.5%, and currently up about 2% now. No, we gapped up about 1.15%. Oh, we just quickly traded up 1.5%. Okay, so yeah, the gap was actually like 1.15%, but we just traded up 1.5% pretty quick there. Okay, DIA currently up about 2/3%, looking pretty good. RSP up about 0.9%, looking pretty good here as well. Everything seems to be doing pretty good. RSP looking a little bit better compared to what it was on Wednesday. Wednesday was not looking too great, but definitely looking pretty good here with the past 2 days. Nice bounce back. DIA up about 3/4, looking pretty good there on the daily. Pretty much up in its all-time high area. IWM has bounced back pretty good. Nice bounce off this 206 level again, or 205, 206 level. Little zone there. So yeah, nice bounce off of that level again. Q's. So we did bounce off of this level. Made some pretty good sense. I think we were kind of talking about it late last Friday. Hey, you know what? We're on a spot. Not a bad spot to maybe look to be bullish. All right. Every day this week, the Qs has been bullish. It is going to form a weekly engulfing. Not weekly engulfing, but one white soldier on a weekly time frame. Looks pretty good there. We'll see how far it runs maybe next week. It is lagging a little bit behind today. SPY is back up to its all-time high type area. All right. Okay. So we'll see where we kind of get to tomorrow. And it's kind of crazy looking back to, the first hour and a half on Wednesday when we were back down around like the 540 level. And then over the course of 2 days, we've gotten all the way back up over 560. It's just kind of nuts. So, yeah, I'd imagine we probably just continue higher early next week. I was really kind of surprised at how much bearishness we saw kind of last week. But makes sense that we probably get into the all-time high area here over the next maybe week or two on the SPY. I mean, we moved pretty quick this week. Maybe next week kind of chop sideways and then move higher. Maybe towards the end of the month of September. So, yeah, we'll see. I would be expecting all-time highs on SPY by the end of September. Anyways, IYT Transportation ETF. Nice gap up, traded higher. It's come back down. Interesting. Yeah, not a lot of liquidity there intraday, but it has come back down. So, all right. As far as the VIX, it is continuing to steadily pull back. There you go. Nothing crazy going on there. DXY did wind up dropping off yesterday by the end of the day. Interesting. Yeah, okay. So after we got back, yeah, I mean, pretty much the whole day yesterday. Just kind of faded down. All right. Continuing to pull back a little bit today. This would be interesting if we do form this little double top sideways action. Yeah, we would absolutely drop off on the dollar there. Gold continuing to push higher, up about 0.75% there on the GLD, looking pretty good. Yields, 10-year yield. Nice little lower wick coming in today. And I'd be interested to see if we close today below this low because we are right at it pretty much. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Ooh, yields. All right, yields are continuing to move higher. Or not yields, I'm sorry. The the inversion. So we got an inversion here that we pulled back throughout the week. And then Thursday, Friday, we continued higher. So, yield curve inversion is going to have 2 weekly closes here on the 10 and 2 yield curve inversion where we close over the 0 line. So, I would say we're probably uninverted. We might continue to chop sideways, maybe, but I think it's a pretty safe bet that we're probably uninverted. HYG pushing higher. Okay. Well, yields are pushing lower, so it kind of makes sense. LQD pushing a little bit higher. TLT, kind of flat. LQD's barely pushing higher. I mean, mostly just the gap. TLT, kind of just flat, though. All right, let's take a look at sector rotation. Anybody catch some football last night? Oh, you know I did. Texas State almost got Arizona State. And then Tua got knocked out of the Miami Dolphin Buffalo Bill game in the third quarter. All right, as far as sector rotation, let's see what we got here. So we got healthcare at the lower end of the day, as well as real estate and financials. Tech and staples underperforming a little bit there. Discretionaries, utilities, energies a little bit outperforming there. Industrials, communications, and materials at the higher end of the day. Okay. Not a whole lot kind of going on. Just kind of a choppy. I mean, you see just everything's kind of mixed in and around. Kind of makes sense. I mean, we've had a lot of movement this week. Started off this week really kind of just weird. It was just a weird flow to this week. And then we had a pretty good drop there on Wednesday morning, and we've been on a rally mode ever since. Real estate definitely underperforming intraday. Financials also underperforming intraday. Tech, healthcare, energies underperforming a little bit there. Industrials, staples, discretionaries, utilities outperforming. Materials and communications at the higher end of the intraday price action. Really kind of looking at this energy here over the past like 20 minutes. This thing has been, the energy has been dropping off, the XLE here. I mean, they were at the high end of the day like 12 minutes ago, and they have just continued to get shredded here. And tech kind of got bought up there for about 3, 4, 5 minutes. Huh. It is interesting. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Maybe get out of here a little bit early. All right. So stocks gain with jumbo rate cut back on table. Let's take a look at that since we had a lot of things kind of come out this week. CME Fed Watch tool here, giving us, let's see. Wow, possibility. It's basically a coin flip. I mean, it's really close to doing either a quarter or a 50 base, either 25 or 50 basis point cut in September, which is going to be, I mean, this next week, next Wednesday, we'll get the announcement. So, yeah, this next week, find out if we get a quarter or a 50. And we might get some data Tuesday morning. Let me see. We might not get anything, honestly. Tuesday. Yeah, we don't get much. Industrial production, retail. So I don't see much data coming until we get early next week. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. I almost wouldn't doubt if we get a quarter point, the market rallies next week, hits all-time highs. and you probably start to look for the sell-off after that. Critics, Trump's Musk-led panel would get Social Security. What? Critics are awesome, because that means nothing. Critics, like that means nothing. It's just a headline of people, people and their opinions. I guess I don't know. U.S. consumer sentiment rises in September as inflation eases. How SEC cell phones can signal an imminent stock price drop. Huh. Norfolk Southern. Oh, one thing I saw this morning was Boeing. I'm surprised it's not here on the front page, but I think Boeing Union went on strike this morning. Let me see if Boeing's having any reaction here. Boeing did have a little bit of a gap down, trading a little bit higher, currently down about 2/3%. Let me see. Let me bring this up. Yep, Boeing's primary union with over 30,000 members struck after 94.6% rejected a contract increase of 25% wage increase, halting production of key jets and risking significant losses within 30 days. So yeah, so you got the Boeing on having to deal with strikes right now. Adobe plummets as AI competition hits forecast. ADBE. Here's Adobe. There you go. They had earnings and earnings. So they no longer have the growth that I would imagine they probably said that they were going to have. Which, I mean, duh. That is what we've talked about. There's not much differentiating factors right now because everybody's using the same architecture. China to raise retirement age, one of the lowest in the world. Really? Kind of curious what it is and what they're raising it to. Dude, get this off my screen. Okay, the policy change will be carried out over 15 years with the retirement age for men raised to 63 years. Raised to 63 years. And women 55 or 58 depending on their jobs. The current retirement age is 60 for men and 50 for women in blue-collar jobs and 55 for women in white-collar jobs. Really? That seems really, really low. That seems really, really low. We have more people coming into this retirement age, and so the pension fund is facing high pressure. That's why I think it's time now. That's why I think it's now time to act seriously, said Xuan Ping, a senior research fellow at Victoria University in Australia who studies China's population and its ties to the economy. I am really stunned that their retirement age is that low. Oh man, that is crazy. So ranking considered government and private sector sources of retirement income in 47 countries that covered 64% of the world's population. Huh. Well, that's pretty cool. I like how U.S. is not on the top list. Alright. That's really cool. Really neat. I did not... Oh, there you go. Fact box. Boeing strike puts spotlight on 737 MAX customers waiting for deliveries. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't realize their retirement age was so low. All right. So there's a look at Adobe. Yeah, we don't have much in the way of things going today. We didn't get a lot of new data. Whatever data we did get, yeah, import export stuff, consumer sentiment, which consumer sentiment is, it's a horrible metric to kind of watch. Tells you really nothing. Consumers never know how they feel. They're never right on how they feel. So it's like, it's almost like a contrarian type of signal. SPY. Okay. Anyways, let's see. AMAT, LRCX bouncing back. GE's bouncing back. GEV's even bouncing back. Is this Ford? No, it's Carrier. I'm sorry, Carrier. Where's Ford? Ford? There's Ford. They're up 0.5%. So Adobe's didn't hit. Garmin. What is this? Micron? Micron's up 4%. What? A Micron? Hey, Micron might finally be done selling off. Possibly. Maybe. Good grief. This thing got hit pretty good here over the past 2 months. Dip buy, though. This is a dip buy. Absolutely. 1000%. Oh, man. Look at what it did. Okay. This is all it did. Is it pulled back? I was really kind of surprised it came as deep as it did, but this is all just a dip buy. You got this previous top here. Nice chop through this whole area around 90, upper 80s and 90. Broke out, retested, kind of like a double bottom here. I mean, that kind of makes sense. You got the breakout, you got the retest. Should be. I do like Micron and kind of what they've been saying over the past couple of quarters about, especially this one back in March on. They are seeing more of their chips and stuff are being used in the AI stuff. They finally were able to work off their inventory and some of the non-chip areas. So this sell-off was just an opportunity to get in. Absolutely. Micron looking pretty good. Yeah, we're seeing some pretty good spots of bullishness out there. Not crazy spots of bearishness. A few spots. mRNA, they got hit yesterday pretty good, so probably just follow through. And Adobe, yeah, we just looked at Adobe. And Garmin. Garmin paid a dividend. That is not why this thing is down that much. What is going on here? Garmin reported fiscal second quarter revenue of, hold on, they didn't do earnings, they just did earnings back at the end of July. So, oh, Barclays downgraded Garmin. Never mind. So there you go. Uber's up 5%. Wow, look at that crazy wicked sell-off there at the beginning of August. End of July, beginning of August, and then the bounce back that you got. Looks all right. Yeah, we're not seeing a whole lot of bearishness. Everything kind of just seems to be doing all right. I like the semiconducting manufacturing type companies are getting bought back up. Now, they did get hit very hard, so we're going to run through some of these and we'll probably get out of here. So, KLAC, KLAC. Man, I don't know what to think here because, man, they got hit so bad. They've gotten hit so bad over the past couple of months, and even last week. Okay, let me run through some. LRCX. Man, they got hit. AMAT. And it's almost like all of the stimulus from the CHIPS Act, and then other countries from around the world that were building up all these semiconducting plants. It's like they're all done building up all these semiconductor manufacturing plants. So it's like some of these companies are seeing like a drop off in demand, which kind of makes sense, but where's the new demand going to come from, I guess? Or how long is it going to take? Anyways, AMAT not bouncing back as much as the market either. Not even bouncing back as much as the Qs. And then ASML. Yeah, ASML. Even though these guys are doing good today, man, they've gotten ravaged so much over the past 2 months that there still needs to be some cautiousness kind of going on here because, man, that is not good. They got hit so bad, it really is a cause of pause. But, yeah, we'll see how things go. I still think we'll probably see the SPY. I'd imagine most of the markets probably see some bullishness over the next week or two, especially after we get probably a cut next week. Well, we'll get a cut next week. Probably like I would imagine we probably get a quarter. I don't think the Fed's going to want to say a half yet. So we'll probably get a quarter, most likely, in my opinion. And I think the market would be kind of bullish on that. We'll probably come up, make a new all-time high. And we'll see how long we stay up there. And then we'll see, reassess. But because mostly I want to see what happens when over the next 2 weeks as we get the cut next week. How far does the SPY and the Qs go? Qs have a long way to get back up to its all-time high. They have a pretty far way to go. Roughly 6%. I mean, it's not horribly far, but compared to the SPY's got like 2/3%, So it's SPY's easily going to make that up, right? And RSP is basically at all-time highs. This is what's holding up the SPY as much as like the capital flow into everything else has been working. And it's just not. It got sucked out of the Qs and it went into everything else. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Other than that, have a great weekend, and we'll see how things go next week. Most likely, quarter point rate cut coming on Wednesday. That'd be my opinion. Have a great weekend, Outfinders. Enjoy your football. Take care.